The views expressed on this show do not represent those of NTV or its staff.
Good evening, honorable members, and welcome to this session of the NTV People's Parliament, seated here in Tororo District Headquarters. Agnes Nandutu, the Speaker of the People's Parliament, presides. Madam Speaker, it is a fact that no country can be developed while its citizens are stuck in poverty. Last year, the President, Yoweri Museveni, disbanded the old National Agriculture Advisory Services Program, commonly known as NADS, citing corruption and inefficiency. Subsequently, he ordered the redesign of NADS and deployed soldiers to oversee the program, now dubbed Operation Wealth Creation in the districts. Madam Speaker, I therefore now propose that we debate wealth creation in Tororo District.
Those in favor, aye. To the contrary, no? Aye. Ayes have it. Welcome to NTV People's Parliament, the only platform that gives wananchi opportunity to air out issues that affect their everyday life. Today we are in Tororo District at the White House, debating another very important issue. I am Agnes Nandutu, presiding over this house. Honorable members, as you are aware, in the past there have been very many programs that are intended to increase household income in the country. We have had the Rural Farmers Scheme, the very famous Entandikwa program, where people were given money, Bonabagagawale, or prosperity for all, and now we have wealth creation. How is it being implemented in Tororo District? And as you look at it, is it going to turn around our everyday living? We have a government official in this house who is also the woman member of Parliament, the woman member of Tororo District. Please, it is your responsibility as a cabinet member to give us the background of this program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, as indicated earlier, this government, the NRM government, is one government that has always wished to empower its people, to remove the abject poverty from the population, and of course, it focused on agriculture, aware that the majority of our population are actually engaged in agriculture, both for subsistence, but also they're also engaged in commercial farming. Unfortunately, the well-designed program, NADS, did not benefit the masses. A lot of money was being spent by the government, but we are not seeing tangible results from the population. And wherever His Excellency the President would go, people were still complaining about obwavu, poverty, and most importantly, demanding for agricultural inputs. It's based on that we said, how best now can we ensure that the population actually benefits? And of course, the other bigger challenge is that under the NADS program, there were very few benefiting from this program. And also, you find that those who have are actually the ones who get. Now, the poor, who are actually meant to be empowered, were actually not receiving what they should be receiving. And worse still was the corruption within the entire program. Because we saw cases, I'm speaking specifically here in Tororo, where certain animals, you know, a lot of money is spent to procure an animal. But when you look at the animal which has been brought, it's not worthy that amount of money that has actually been brought. So this NADS program was intended to address the flaws. I mean, the current Operation Creation program is intended to address the flaws that existed in NADS then. People have been moving to different villages, getting the views of the population on what enterprise they want to engage in. And based on that, then they are given the inputs based on the enterprise that they themselves have selected. And secondly, and most importantly, we should know that now we are using the UPDF soldiers because we know that most of our soldiers are actually not corrupt. Most of them implement. Once they are given a task, they do it and do it very well. So currently we have started off very well. And of course, this is still in the initial stage. I know we had a bit of challenges because transitioning from the previous program to the current program took us a bit of time. And of course, some of the inputs, like seeds, were brought in a little late. But nevertheless, that was previous. We hope that everything, and of course now the rains are on, most of our people have received seeds for those who actually asked for these seeds. So far, Madam Speaker, what I can say is that everything is moving fairly well.
We have a technical officer. Please, can you come and tell us how it is being implemented, and maybe you give us the success stories using this podium, please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm Honorable Kware Patrick, representing Production Department in this district. And so far, of all the allocations that were supposed to be given to our district, we received maize seed, hybrid, the tune of 7.6 metric tons. That's about 7,600 kilograms if you convert it to kilos. That's what we received so far. But the other things which we are yet to receive are as follows. Bean seeds. I will not mention the quantities, but only note the items we expect.
Why not quantities? We want to know what the government has sent to us.
I did not come with the data. I was taken unaware.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's incumbent upon you to tell the people what the district has received.
Bean seeds, coffee seedlings, orange seedlings, mango seedlings, not corruption. Cassava cuttings. We also expect to receive direct cattle, some nuts, and banana suckers. Okay. The challenges we are meeting now is on staffing. Because you are aware, most of our staff were in NADS and were temporarily suspended, awaiting streamlining the ministry through a single spine extension system, which so far we have received a circular from the Ministry of Public Service. We are supposed to restate this staff within this financial year and the next financial year, depending on the availability of resources in the district. But we did a wage analysis, and we expect to have a balance of about 33 million shillings on wages at the end of this financial year. So I've already made a submission to COW's office to start restating these staffs, a few of them at a time, then the balance will be covered next financial year. I believe that will be done so that the staffing issue can be addressed, especially on the issue of advisory services. The farms who are supposed to receive these inputs, because without knowledge, these people might not manage these things well and able to create wealth among themselves. The other challenge so far, again, is on the quantity of this maize seed against what the farmers are demanded. The demand note, as per the previous assessment, was close to 30 metric tons. But the government was able to release the road district 7.6 metric tons. You see the gap. Right now, the farmers are crying.
Madam Speaker, I'm called Honorable Jacqueline Aya. I'm a district councillor, and we have heard of this wealth creation, Madam Speaker, and the Augusta House. But we have never been sensitized about wealth creation as councillors. Secondly, there is also challenges in the villages there concerning registration of farmers. Madam Speaker and the members, there is a need for sensitization of people who are registering our farmers in the what? In the villages.
Madam Speaker, as you were introducing the topic to us, you gave us quite a number of programs that the government initiated. And I'm begging to ask fellow honorable members in the House that out of all these programs that the government put in place, and I believe they were implemented, do we have any that was followed to its logical conclusion, and we are seeing the impact in that?
Where Ugandans have benefited? Is that your question?
And therefore, we are now going to the point Operation Wealth Creation, which to me, luckily enough, the officer has addressed my fears, because to me I was seeing people being removed from having jobs in this era of unemployment. What essence was it driving to us? However, to me as a person, I'm just seeing this as a way through which the government is trying to perpetuate itself into power by deceiving the wananchi. We've kept on piloting.
But you have already received the maize.
Well, is it enough?
It's the beginning.
Is it enough? And therefore, this is what I call that convenience to survive in power when there is no conviction to serve the wananchi. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Yes, you are holding the floor.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker, and the honorable members present. Appear on David Ofona, my names. Madam Speaker, we cannot fight poverty in this country by just romancing around poverty. There was a time when...
Are we romancing around poverty?
Yes. Madam Speaker, this is romance, because what is the input? What does Ministry of Agriculture as a sector get from the resource envelope? That is my concern. There was a time in this country where we're the major exporters, second largest exporters of coffee in the world market, second to Brazil. There was a time where we're major exporters of cotton. We know very well that the backbone of this country, Uganda, was agriculture. This was an agriculture economy. Better than what we see today, the private sector-led kind of economy. How much money is the government willing to actually commit into the Ministry of Agriculture? What I would see as a way forward.
Before we go for the way forward, Honorable Member.
The challenges.
No, before we go for the way forward.
Yes.
How different do you think wealth creation is from NADS?
Wealth creation is not going to create any impact at all. Whoever assumes that they are going to create wealth for anybody, it is completely a myth. The president was addressing us and they invited somebody to testify how he had become rich. The gentleman had just harvested 350 kilograms of maize seeds. If you went
close to the microphone,
yes,
please.
If you thrashed and did what, you'll have 150 kilograms of maize flour. How much, and yet a bag, 100 kilograms, goes for 90,000. How will you actually try to chase poverty from your home and improve your household income with 150 bags? Now, the challenges we have is the non-commitment, because agriculture is the backbone of this country. 85% of our people are employed in agriculture. We would be thinking of having a buffer fund like Malawi has done. We would be thinking of revamping the cooperative movement so that people can have loans, can organize themselves in groups, which is not happening. And we are baptizing the issue of poverty, romancing around it. You begin with Ntandikwa, Bonaba Gagawale, NADS, PMA, and now you are having Operation Wealth Creation, and yet the resource basket has remained the same.
Yes, Honorable Member, you have the floor.
A lot has been said, like my brother said. But I want to go back to the farmers. We, the peasants, how do we make our wealth? Formerly, in this country, there used to be cooperatives. Cooperatives had a principle. The poor could come together and work together using their ability, and the resource could be just the brain.
So do you think this program is going to turn around the country?
It won't turn around. Let me give you the reason. Others have failed. Why cooperatives that time was working well, there was discipline in people. Today, the cooperatives has failed because the principles are not there. You cannot get, there's something they call SACCOs. You cannot get charcoal burners, charcoal sellers, fishmongers, politicians, LOC2s, LOC10s, and form all of them into
Okay, Honorable Member, time is out. Let's give him opportunity. But
a very good point which you
please, I will call you back.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. To me, the wealth creation may not cause bigger difference from NADS. Why I'm saying that, I'm a sub-county chairperson, LC3, we actually appreciated NADS. During the time of NADS, my sub-county used to be given a allocation of around 73 million. And beneficiaries were really very many. Like in the recently distributed maize, only 36 in the Olo sub-county benefited from the maize. When you compare with the food security during NADS were really getting much during the time of NADS. Now, when you look at the selection criteria, the UPDF officers go direct to the LOC1 chairpersons. The LOC1 chairpersons are given forms to write the names of the beneficiaries. This is what the Honourable Minister has just spoken. You find somebody who last year got a cow under NADS, his name has again appeared under maize. So this one is still going to cause us a lot of problems, besides the technical part. And there is also no value for money, because we need, as a local government, to know how much was it procured. There is no communication to that effect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You have heard the people of Tororo are speaking, and I'm sure we are registering more challenges than benefits in this wealth creation. The powers that be, I want you to pay attention and hear what the people of Tororo are saying. Probably this may be happening in the entire country, but let's go for a short break, and when we come back, we are going to hear more from the people of Tororo. Welcome back. You are still watching NTV People's Parliament, seated here at the White House in Tororo District, discussing a very important topic. Wealth creation for this country has been rolled down, but how is it being implemented? What are the challenges? What is the criteria of implementing this program? Yes,
Madam
the chairman of the district, the owner of White House. What is the criteria?
Madam Speaker and honorable members, it is 3 months down the road. While I'm requesting honorable members, let us be polite a bit. Let us move slow. Let us not have doubt. Here we have about 5 senior officers. 1 in charge of West Brahma North, in the rank of Major. 1 in charge of West Brahma South, also in the rank of Major. 1 in charge of Tororo Municipality, in the rank of Major. 1 is in charge of Tororo County. And then 1, the overall commander, who is a Lieutenant Colonel. So that is the first point. I say these people have just come 3 months down the road. Secondly, they have tried this operation wealth creation in some other areas, like in Luero, like in Mayuge, and other areas in Western Uganda where the war has been taking place. And the president has been calling these people, and they've been testifying. So now they've created it the whole country. The comparison with the NADS. Our people, they receive things from NADS. I can tell you, people get goats, they sell it, immediately when the president comes, they say, we have never seen anything. The first thing now, why I'm happy, it will be the soldiers who are distributing these things.
How are the soldiers now working on the ground?
One good thing, when they came, they informed us, they moved to the ground with the LOCs because they want to be independent. They thought maybe other people are going to be interested. Other people want to politicize it. So they wanted to go as an independent team. So they went to the LOC ones. They met the people. They selected the beneficiaries. And now, recently, they went there, they started distributing maize. But unfortunately, we have also agreed that the maize was not enough. Secondly, we are waiting for the other crops. But we want also to be mindful that it's raining now. They must provide the resources now so that people can plant now. That's one of the first challenges we have started facing.
Okay.
Then secondly, these animals, it will go to the people. Thirdly.
So do these soldiers directly distribute the seeds to the farmers, or they go through the LOC system, the local government system on the ground?
Madam Speaker, like in the rural sub-counties, they call the beneficiaries to the sub-county headquarters.
So they distribute directly to the farmers? They distribute
directly.
Okay,
there's no middle.
Thank you for that information. You have the floor, Honorable Member. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I am Yona Doya, District Education Officer. Wealth creation is a very good project, very good program, and it is actually very much welcome. But I would like to point out one challenge with it, and it's a major one. The challenge is that it has left out one group of people, and those are the teachers. Teachers have not been catered for. I have 140, I have over 2,000 teachers in primary, over 1,000 teachers in post-primary, 143,089 pupils in primary UPE. These people are not catered for. Children are not eating food in schools, and yet we need to feed them. Previously, we used to have what we used to call school gardens. And out of these school gardens, children would get food and prepare for themselves and eat something. Lack of food is encouraging a lot of absenteeism, and it is causing poor performance. So I would like to request that these pupils, students, and teachers are included in the wealth creation program.
Thank you.
That's my request.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My name is Ochopa James Mojong, the chairperson of Toro Civil Society Network. Madam Speaker, the issue of wealth creation in Uganda and Toro as large, to me, is not basically about how much maize will be brought in Tororo or how much coffee seedlings will be brought to who. But to me, I think that the issue of attitude, when we were growing up, I remember out of an egg which is given to a child from the uncle's home, a hen would come. A hen would turn into a goat would turn into a cow, and a cow would turn into... Yes.
Yes.
To me, I think the attitude of people is something that needs to be changed much more than just giving 10 kilos of maize. To me, I think that is the most important thing, that government should find a way how we can fight so much to make people's attitude know that what I have, however little it is, out of 20 kilograms you are given today, how much more are you going to multiply 20 kilograms tomorrow? Not saying it is little, it is little. What is much? So that is my opinion.
Okay, thank you.
When we talk of wealth creation, me, I would suggest that very few people should be identified in an area to grow perennial crops. And with perennial crops, government will not go wrong. Perennial crops bring a bigger wealth than these subsistent crops like maize, as already have been received at the ground.
The Toro people have never rejected any program of government. It is the failure of government themselves. So we are asking that, since agriculture is the backbone of economy in this country, Madam Honorable Minister, let the government of the day improve on the allocation of budget to agricultural sector, and will address the situation.
Thank you. Yes. Yes, Honorable Minister.
Yes, thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, certainly the members have raised pertinent issues, but I want to assure everybody that this program has just started. The Operation Wealth Creation is in its infant stage.
3 months ago.
Therefore, give us a chance, give government a chance to actually do its best to ensure that the objectives of this Operation Wealth Creation is actually achieved. We are aware of the issues that you have talked about. The issue of staffing is being addressed. The issue of the perennial crops, as requested by the councillor from Mela, will benefit those who have adequate land. But in this district, we have a challenge because of our cultural practices of fragmenting land. And currently, there is the other challenge. We are aware of the fertility rate in this country. The population has increased. The average land holding in this district is about 2 acres. Therefore, for the perennial crops, yes, for those who have land, they can go ahead with it. But for those who don't, please accept the advice that we are giving you. There are certain things you can engage in, but there are those other things that you cannot engage in. So those challenges that are being addressed, of course, we are just beginning. So we'll pick them and then see how to improve and do better, even in the next planting season. But also, when I requested, like in my own village where I come from, I asked whether people had received seeds, and they said no. For us, we did not. They preferred animals, the cows, to the seeds. Therefore, you can't say that my sub-county got, in this village, people, there was none who received. It is the people who selected the enterprise that they want to actually engage in.
One major problem here is the time of introduction of the program. Where at the time when roadmaps for elections are there, some other people now take the opportunity, you hear over the radio, that wealth creation mobilizers have been appointed, how they are being appointed, you don't know such things. So, Madam Honorable Minister, these are one of the things which you have to look out to have this program succeed. Another point is that I call upon all the political leaders, the structural leaders.
Mr. Chairman, you don't need to go away.
To take up this program by themselves, monitoring. One of the active roles of the structures of a party, having active party structures right from the grassroots, is to monitor the government programs in their area. Okay. That is my way forward, even giving it. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member.
The challenge that I am seeing in this program is that there's a lot of gambling.
You cannot deny order.
Is the member in order to say that the government is gambling?
Madam Speaker,
Can you substantiate your statement, please? How is it gambling?
I can't justify my statement. Madam Speaker, what has killed many programs in this country is gambling. We have put a lot of politics in these developmental programs, and we deviate from the technical advice from those people who are technical enough to advise us in the management of these programs, and then we leave the programs to be managed by people who have no technical know-how at all. Madam Speaker, in my sub-county, the coordinator of wealth creation happens to be a soldier who stopped schooling way back in 60s and moreover in P6. How technical is this person in issues of agriculture? I think this is where we are going wrong. Madam Speaker, I think this is what caused the death of PAF, PMA, NADS phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. These are all the challenges that these programs have faced, and that is why they have collapsed. Okay. Madam Speaker, if we want to address these challenges, can we encourage? We have so many educated people, agriculturalists in this country. Can we let these people opportunity to help us develop the sector? Somebody talked of cooperative movements. Those days, I used to see my grandfather being a member of the cooperative movement. And whenever cotton season would arrive, you would see really the harvest, and that same harvest would be used to take the children to school. Okay. But today, from the time of NADS, I have never seen anything. Okay, and as I sum up, the selection criteria, Madam Speaker, in my village, there is nobody who belongs to other parties other than NRM who has benefited from this program. These people deny. You can deny, but these are facts. Information.
Please. You can the chairman of the district, please.
You can deny, but this is factual information. I beg to move.
Madam Speaker.
Chairman, is it true that you are making a selection and giving responsibilities to party the ruling party members other than addressing the bigger spectrum of all political parties?
If they come from
Madam
village,
Speaker,
let them challenge me.
Madam Speaker, honorable member there is very vocal person from FDC party. As I stated earlier, this is the district where we don't move towards political inclination above all. As I told you, he is lying and is my colleague. We have sent the soldiers there to handle things independently. And everyone can testify from LOC 1 up to LOC 3 up to LOC 5. Then secondly, Madam Speaker, we sent also these soldiers down there because of the professionalism. We must be proud with the soldiers in this government now. They are professionals. You don't need to be a professional maybe in agriculture, but they trust how they're going to distribute this thing. We have also seen people have misused
Okay, thank you. But what is happening to your district? Are you also facing such challenges? And how can we move forward? Let's go for a short break. And when we come back, we are going to hear from the people of Tororo to guide government on how we should move such that the wealth creation program does not fail like other programs that have not really created impact in this country. Welcome back. You are still watching NTV People's Parliament. How should government move? How should our majors, our soldiers who are implementing the program, who are down there on the grounds move? Yes, you have the floor. A way forward, just in 1 minute.
The soldiers are also human beings, and therefore, they are bound to make mistakes. Jointly, I think we can do better with them. I would suggest that as we send them to the field, we send them to our localities. Let us give them also a go-ahead to consult some other people in as far as monitoring this. The reason why I'm saying that is because some of them who have received are already selling the inputs.
The farmers themselves?
Yes, they are selling it. I tricked one that I wanted to buy, and the person brought around 3 kilograms, and I said, no, this is not going to work, which is not going to be okay with us.
Okay.
The other advice that I would suggest to the government, it is a good government program. Let the technical staffs and the soldiers themselves be opened. The soldiers have denied most of the time that they don't want to meet any politician, they don't want to share ideas with even the technical staffs, they don't want to talk to any media person, I don't know. And because the people they are taking these inputs to in our localities, partly are the people I've mentioned. They are going to serve who? And who is going to help them? Because without the media, nobody's going to know the success of this. Without the politician, nobody's going to help you monitor this. Okay. Without the technical staffs, nobody's going to help you choose the type of soil where you're going to put this. Okay. Let them be open. Otherwise, the program is a very good one, but it's bound to fail if they hide themselves and take it for militarism.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Yes, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I once attended a meeting where the citizens weren't free. That was in Agururu B1. These soldiers came up and they were introducing themselves, and the citizens were like, they weren't free enough. So I think it should be a way forward for our elected leaders to sensitize the community so that they should be free with the soldiers, and in order to keep this project running.
Thank you. Thank you, Honourable Member. Yes, I will forward just in 1 minute.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and the August House members. I want to take this first and earliest opportunity for advising both the government and the local governments.
Yes.
I want to begin with the district leadership of Tororo. We are aware that there are some people who have negative attitude towards work. And what are we doing for these people? For any creation of wealth to be realized in the district, we need all the stakeholders to be at their tentacles. Meaning that we need to bring all these less people also on board, and government must also play their role. as government leaders. Meaning that the district should come up with the bylaws, like the way we have come up with the ordinance for bride price. So the same should be brought for these lazy people. Because when a hard-working person produces anything, this lazy man can easily steal. So
yes, when you remember holding the floor, you said you are an FDC member. I am an FDC, but I don't mean that. Yes, I am posing a question to you. You said you are an FDC member.
Yes, a staunch one.
There was an accusation that there is selective in parties.
That one, I cannot deny it. It is true. Because even recently, I heard over the radio. The leaders of
Did you hear or you have seen it on the ground?
I heard over the radio. And you people who are there.
Have you seen it in your village? That the people of FDC are not given seats?
In my village, it is true. It has ever happened. And I don't want us to deny. It has ever happened. The truth is, we the political leaders, we the leaders of the NRM party, we take things, and that's why we have actually failed this government. In a way that we look at ourselves as the leaders, and we don't look at those other people. Just a minute, please. Don't waste this time, because it is very, very valuable.
Information, let them say give information, please. Let them say give information.
I am a member of Uganda People's Congress and the chairman of Tororo District. So far, what has been brought, however little it is, in Semai sub-county, where I come from, Magola, I don't want to tarnish the name of the government. The distribution was not based on any political party inclination. People's names are people who got, however few they were, because they only brought 400 kilograms of the loads of kilograms which were wanted. They never looked at anybody's face.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mzee, for that information.
Even me, I got it.
And you are UPC?
Yes, I got.
Okay, you have the floor, Honorable Member.
Thank you very much.
A way forward, please.
Way forward. Only one. For any program to succeed, one thing should be done. In other words, the wealth creation program must be owned by people of Tororo. The moment we own it as people of Tororo, it will succeed. And how can we own it? Let us carry a lot, let's carry out a lot of sensitization of the masses about the wealth creation program. 2, let's do a lot of monitoring and keep giving reports. That is my advice.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Yes, I will forward. Yes, in 1 minute.
Sometimes these guys come and they ask for maize seed, and they bring for you beans seed. So the government should emphasize on giving people what they have requested for, because they have better knowledge on what they have requested for.
Okay. Please, you have the floor. You have the floor.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. People who are being given these crops, animals, they should give the accountability. And say that they know once you're given one cow, within 2 years, that cow must have produced. So you have to show, say that these people, as they are monitoring, you tell them this is what I was given, and here is the product. So that we can be able to follow these people.
And realize that we are creating wealth.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I've got 3 proposals for way forward. 1 is deliberate increase in resource allocation to the sector, because that is very paramount. 2, avail clear guidelines to operationalize, manage the program. Then the other one, because in these guidelines we shall certainly have to have the monitoring mechanisms, the market strategy, timely procurement of inputs, and what have you.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. Please,
Madam Speaker, my one way forward. Let the people who are purchasing these resources, let them purchase it according to the region. Like when you carry all the money, you go and buy now seeds like nuts, groundnut seeds, like maize seeds, maybe from Kampala, means they're taking only wealth in one area. So we're also calling upon, when you want to buy pigs,
you come and buy pigs from Tororo so that wealth can remain also where? In Tororo.
Okay.
Unless otherwise we don't have it from here, that is when you can go and buy from somewhere.
So the suppliers should be the people themselves.
The people themselves
People
who bring the
centered.
money to us, and the money remains where? With us.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, lady.
Madam Speaker, I want to speak in the names of the technical staffs. As I mentioned earlier, I'm an agriculturist who have been demoralized for a long time through the many changes that has occurred in our ministry. From this program to this program, as I speak right now,
what is the way forward, madam?
We are at home. I'm looking at a scenario where there's a threat of shoulder work due to demoralization in the staffs. So what I'm suggesting is that the government should look at, one, how it's going to motivate the staffs to be able to provide effective work, but two, also ensure that the recruitment is done in time so that the work is followed and done appropriately.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Yes, you have the floor, Honorable Member.
We have to accept we have gaps that we need to bridge, both from the local area, local communities and the leaders. This program of wealth creation should first of all address all those who are in FDC, those who are in NRM, those who are in DP. You put aside your jackets of parties and work together as a team to consolidate the wealth creation program.
Okay, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, members present. I think on my side, the way forward should be much auditing should be done right from the input selection and input procurement. Thank you.
Let's go back to the old days where there is a buffer fund, and then we advocate for buffer stock. We get rid of the middlemen. We say if you're a husband of one wife, you should have your own granary as a buffer stock and another granary for your family. Your wife should have a granary. If you want to sell, you sell from the buffer stock, and you don't sell to these middlemen, the individuals, but to governments. That's why we constructed the sirens that we have now. World Food Program is hiring from us. One in Moroto. Even Amin, who didn't go properly to school, constructed one in Moroto. It was for actually keeping the cereals government would buy when we harvest at an exorbitant fee, and when there is probably like now planting season, we'll sell if there is a threat of famine to people at a lower price. Okay. And that is the role of the buffer fund. We don't have a farmer's bank. You can't go to a bank to get a loan.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Wind up in half a minute, please.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. My recommendation is that you cannot create wealth using a hand hoe. Like somebody said, you cannot purely use a hand hoe to create wealth.
So you want tractors?
But I would imagine government would buy, at least subsidize tractors in every parish, such that people can open up big land and then wealth can come, but not a hand hoe.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Thank you, Honorable Member. Thank you, the honorable members of Tororo, for coming to attend to this very important session of People's Parliament, and the topic has been wealth creation. And we thank government for bringing this program, but I think you have heard the people of Tororo, you have heard the challenges that they have faced, you have had their input, and I think the powers that be will follow the advice from Tororo in order to implement this very important program around the country. I am inspired to inspire Ugandans before I expire. I am still Agnes Nandutu, the Speaker of People's Parliament. Until next time, I adjourn this house.
The views expressed on this show do not represent those of NTV or its staff.